The Department of Arts and Culture will today unveil the tombstone of the late liberation struggle stalwart Josephine Moshobane in Soweto. The event forms part of Reconciliation Month activities and celebrates the unsung heroes and heroines of the apartheid struggle. For more on the unveiling now, we're joined in studio by Deputy Minister of Arts and Culture, that's Rejoice Mabutafasi, and one of Josephine's brothers, that's Maripa Moshobane. Welcome to Morning News today, and thank you for your time. Deputy Minister, we'll start with you, just explaining the significance of today's event, especially for our youngsters who might not know who Josephine Moshobane is.
Yes, it is important that we know our history and write it properly. Josephine Moshobane was our final year student at the University of Teflop then. It's now University of Limpopo. And it was her final year when she met this fate that happened. You know, during those years, 1985 and 1986, it was, the regime was very brutal. More than 26,000 people were being detained and at undisclosed areas. So Josephine Moshobane was detained on the 31st of July in 1985. And she had visited a friend to her father in Botswana. Then she was detained and kept in isolation at Hannesbeck police station, which is when you go past University of the North going towards Zanini, there's a police station there. There she was kept in isolation, she was being tortured, she was being bashed, and then later on she was taken to Baragwanath Hospital, then just Baragwanath Hospital. And ultimately she died on the 3rd of April due to the brain damage. And yes, that is very dangerous. But not many people know about that. And we have got a program now under Heritage that we are saying the unsung heroes. Many people don't know the real story of those who contributed to our struggle.
And who were very young at the time.
She was she was very young. Why today, the 18th? The family requested the 18th of December because it was her birthday.
Oh.
Yes. So in commemoration, so we'll be unveiling a tombstone at Avalon. But also, it's a lesson to the young ones that they know people who contributed to the freedom that they have today. It's a lesson that they have got a responsibility to take this process forward of building the country, of being focused in their studies, and of building themselves as a nation.
Because they owe it to people like Josephine Moshobane.
Yes, exactly.
I want to hear from Maripa. Maripa, obviously a very emotional day for you, being Josephine's birthday as well, and then having this event. What does it mean to your family that she's finally being honored in this way?
Yeah, for good morning, viewers at home. For the family, it's a great day, and it's finally Josephine is finally being recognized by the government. So she really deserves to be honored, and especially what she went through when she was at Teflop, when she was detained, and she went through a lot. And yeah, with the family, I can say we are being long waiting for a day like this. Yes, and especially that it's her birthday. I'm sure wherever she is, she's happy as well, because now she can see what she has fought for is finally being recognized. Yes.
Maripa, I mean, just as given the political, the climate at the moment, and how people, most South Africans, a lot of South Africans are feeling with things that have happened recently in the country and their unhappiness, how do you think Josephine would have felt about what's going on at the moment and what's happening with the leadership in the country after having
because she was very actively involved in politics before she met her death. And hence she was at University of the North, and she was a leader in most aspects politically, and presently she could be one of I believe she could be one of the ministers in this country if she was alive, because she really fought hard for this. Do
you think she'd be disappointed with what's happening at the moment?
Disappointed about?
what's happening at the moment, the unhappiness and just what's happening within government at the moment? Difficult to say.
I should say maybe she could have contributed in maybe where there's a gap, she could have filled that gap, and because she was intelligent and she could
she would have made a difference somewhere along the line today. As Deputy Minister, what would you say to youngsters? Like, I mean, we've had Fees Must Fall. This week we saw Zuma Must Fall, the campaigns. Whatever your belief is, whether they're in support of or whatever it is, what would you say that they should take from the lives of those like Josephine Moshobane?
Firstly, I would say if Josephine was still alive, she would have been one of the ambassadors to encourage the youth of today to be more focused to the education to build, so that all the efforts that were done by those who passed on during the struggle time, they are taken forward. And now, what I would say to the youth, that it doesn't help to be that emotional that to destroy. You see a lot of distraction at times. Let us be more focused. Let's sit down and talk about what are the challenges that are there and come up with a solution. We should come up, you know, when you differ with somebody, ultimately bring your views on table, and then the two of you can talk and see what would be the best way of dealing with issues. So I still encourage the young ones that be more focused to education. Of course, challenges are there. We know they're there. And when we are angry with those challenges, let us also be angry in a way that it's constructive.
So use your anger.
Yes. Don't use your anger to be constructive. Even in the past, it has been like that. There were many challenges, but the anger was used in a more positive way. I know when you're angry, but don't destroy.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. Strength to your family, Maripa, today as well to get through the events of today. That's Deputy Minister of Arts and Culture, Rejoice Mubutafasi, and one of Josephine's brothers, Maripa Moshobane.